Experts estimate 22 million jobs have been lost due to the pandemic and won't come back until early, at least 2024. So while the new administration's fresh stimulus bill could move the estimations up a notch, what's the real cost of an already fragile retirement plan? Our next guest is a retirement coach who wants to share 3 reasons on why now is the best time to review your future plans. Jenny Jones, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me this morning, Aubrey. It's good to be here.
So talk about what you think about the effects COVID-19 has had on many people's retirement plans.
Well, I think the effects have, it's had a lot of effects on different retirement plans. For the simple fact is, people have to make adjustments that they didn't think they'd have to make, right? So now would be a good opportunity to start looking at possibly refining or something like that, getting into a lower interest rate to use that to your advantage. And also, with that being the case, when you move to a lower interest rate, you can possibly move to maybe a 15-year mortgage and try to get some of that time back. So those are some of the things that I think people should be taking advantage of.
What are some of the key changes you've seen over the last several years when we're talking about retirement?
Well, I think retirement has changed a little bit. I think people think of retirement as traditionally, hey, not gonna do anything. I'm gonna work, or I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna to just fish or just do knitting all day. And I think now the challenge is with all the adjustments, and you had to adjust for you had the real estate fiasco a couple of years ago. Now you had the pandemic, so there's a lot of adjustment to be made, and the people need to pay attention to what's going on in their current portfolios right now to make some of those adjustments to make up for those changes.
Any big questions people have, especially right now when it comes to retirement?
I think most of the questions that I'm seeing is everyone wants to know their number. Like, what's my number? What's my retirement number? What's my retirement exit number? And I think what it's coming down to is it's really what's your lifestyle. What do you want your lifestyle to be, right? Some people say, hey, I don't want to do anything, right? I just want to sit at home, and that's not really the case, especially here in California. Everybody in California needs to be working, and when I say that is because when you retire, things around you, inflation, things still continue to go up, right? And so it's almost as though if you don't have a cost of living adjustment that allows you to keep up with inflation, you do start running into these challenges. And I think one of the biggest challenges is most people are not being honest with their situation. I don't want to be negative on that, but that's the biggest thing that I see is if you have to be honest with your current situation and start making adjustments early on. If you figure out that, hey, I'm not going to be moving across the country at 75 years old, I need to make adjustments now, and I need to start thinking about that now. And those are some of the things that need to be done.
That's some good advice. And you created the 60-minute retirement. What exactly is that?
So what I found is over the last 20 years of doing this, what I found is if people just took out maybe a lunch period or a lunch time break to figure out and make some adjustments, that they would be in a better position, right? And so I created the 60-minute retirement as a way to start coaching people over lunch through mini webinars. And that allows people to make minor adjustments they actually can make on their own. A lot of times they'll come to you and they'll say, hey, I'm going to retire in 2 years. I'm like, had we made this adjustment, this small minor adjustment, had we made this even 2-3 years ago, you'd be in a better position. And so the 60-minute retirement, hey, it's a 60-minute tweak, right? Just like going in for an oil change, you're in there for maybe, 20 minutes. This is more of a 60-minute type. You come in, make a little tweak to your retirement plan, and it's so easy for everyone, right? One of my passions is just teaching and educating people on retirement, and I always try to make it as simple as possible because it can be so overwhelming to a lot of people. I try to make it in bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it can be overwhelming, but you know a thing or two about that. If you want more help or information on preparing for your future, visit myretirementexit.com.